Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mondays with Max. How you guys all doing tonight? Let me see if I can get my chat open. Sunflower Mama is just coming back from her walk. But welcome everybody. And I always hated it. Whenever I put a poll up, it always cuts off the first person, which I do remember was second TL, but I can't actually see him on the chat. So there you go. Road puts. And I take it back. I can't see who's first or second on the chat. Let me check something else. I might be able to see it over here, actually. Let's see. Let me scroll up to the top. There it is. Second TL. Retro Mike Tech was third, and Rude Puts was second, which I don't really get. How did those get reversed? But go figure. Anyway, thank you guys all for being here and for being members. Paul D, thank you for being a member. Patrick Murphy, good to see you. Yeah. Oh, wait. Mike the Miner, Dom G, Mass Boost, thanks for being a member. Jump Change, thank you for being a member. Appreciate it. Ursa Prime. Chuck Danger is here. By the way, if you have not joined us to watch us play StarCraft recently, it's been quite interesting. It's been quite fun. Been quite fun to watch, that's for sure. They are not like the quick one and done games. They've been a lot more intense, a lot more competitive, shall we say. So anyway, but good evening, fellow StarCraft compatriot, Chuck Danger. Kirk Solar, PC Mines, good to see you. S. Chang, Paul D, good to see you, sir. I'm first, New Plaid. No, sorry, not New Plaid anymore. Sorry. Catrum, thank you for being a member for 4 months. Someone keeps giving me a sub to Max. Thank you. John Germain, Automatic Beats, Cherish, thank you for being a member. Sox Fan, thank you for being a member. How the Sox been doing anyway? I have no idea. I'm not a baseball fan, so I'm not a Cubs or a Sox fan. Anyway, let's see here. Going down. DJ Mines, BTC about to break 30K. Yeah, I noticed that. I will be showing that in a little bit. That's pretty cool. And definitely be showing up another one of your favorites there, DJ. I think you may have noticed it as well. Cherish, I think I may have already mentioned Integra Guy, good to see you. Wow, was that some awesome mining electric prices over the weekend? Holy cow. Like mining for free practically. There was no, like one of the days, it was like when you evened out the negative prices with the positive prices, it was as close to zero or maybe even slightly below zero for the supply side. Of course, we still had to pay for the distribution side, which is just short of 5 cents, but still under 5 cents for the weekend. Freaking amazing. Anyway, if you are in Illinois and you do not have variable rate power, you are missing out, sir. All right. Let's see. Real Living Investing. Good to see you. Todd Thibault, Geek of All Trades. If you have not subscribed to this guy, you need to. His content's on fire, man. Anyway, good to see you. Let's see here. Jumped on me here. Okay. Retro Mike Tech, I already said that. Hoods the Boogie, good to see you. Let's see. I think I said Gordon Murray, but if I didn't. And 4J, Paul D, thank you for being a member. Burn, good to see you. Overboard Tech, poll was rigged. It was just a simple yes or no answer, not rigged at all. Canadian Miner, Veteran Miner, good to see you, sir. It'll be the first thing I do is open up a package I got from him. Think I might have said Mass Boost. Root Puts member for 3 months. Thank you, sir. All Track. Paul or Patrick Guyan, good to see you. Sorry, I got thrown off by the Paul right below it. I'm almost there. And Sunflower Mama is here now. She actually is in the chat. Travelers Travels. And I think that pretty much goes. Okay, got it. Oh, sorry, I almost mentioned Elemental Gaming MC is here. Good to see you, sir. All righty. So, well, let's start out with the unenveloping, because it's not a box, so you can't call it an unboxing, so it's an unenveloping. Is that even a word? Sunflower Mama says it is now a word. May I just make that a poll? is it actually a word? But is unboxing really a word? It has quite the sound effect. Thank you, Retro Mike Tech, for the super chat. $1.99. Appreciate that. Ooh, it's pretty. I'm sure you can. Anybody guess what they are? They are blue wires. Very nice. Very, very nice. These things are awesome. Love them. Absolutely love them. Blue and white. Why white? Why are these wires white? Because white's faster. It gives you extra hash rate. I'm telling you, look it up. White is faster than black. Look it up. Anyway, and that's not a racist comment. That was an old thing from a cycling. When I worked for Giant, there was a guy. What was his name? Doesn't matter. Anyway, one of the guys who was the product manager for the road bike, black was always the most popular color. Black and some other accent color was always the most popular color for bikes. But he always wanted to make more white bikes. And whenever you asked him, why white? And he always says, because it's faster. Like, duh. Like, because it goes to 11, you know, type of reference. So anyway, that's where that came from. That was an inside joke between me and my wife. Anyway, but yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool. God, they're like really, really substantial. Like if you ever, you do use any other type of wire, and especially if they're not wrapped, and they're just kind of all over the place. And these are just so secure in the connector because they can't go anywhere because of this shrink wrap, this wrap here, right there. So yes, these are awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I will have to figure out exactly where to put them in my rig, but they will be going in the rig. Probably put them in the spot where it might have the most tension or something. But again, the length is good. I don't know. I love them. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it. VeteranMiner.com. I'm sure it does. But then I had to explain it because I was like, oh, God, that came out wrong. It totally came out wrong. And all I can picture is the meme. That's all I can picture. It's a little racist. Anyway, hang on a second. I got to at least remember what he asked me to say because there is a coupon code. There is a coupon code. Let's see here. Where did it? He sent me a message. Why did it not? I had lots of messages today. Oh, that's wonderful. Because yeah, good for you. Those of us that haven't, yeah, my Discord's locked. That's very nice. That's very nice. Well, anyway, there is a coupon code, max voltage, to save 10%, right? That's what it was. Can please confirm, Veteran Miner, that is the case. But yeah, for whatever reason, my Discord just crashed. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill my Discord and then relaunch it. Where are you, Discord? Oh, wow. My computer is acting a little funky. So far, so good. Hopefully you guys aren't getting any... All right, let's end that task. There we go. Now let's relaunch it. All right. So, yeah, Joker Miner says taxes were done February 22nd. Yeah, see, when you owe taxes, you don't really, not really anxious to get your taxes done. And unfortunately, because I didn't think so much about the fact that I wasn't going to have a student anymore, so I wasn't getting that tax credit anymore. And all my renewable energy credits were done. So I didn't make any adjustments to my withholdings. So yeah. It doesn't have anything to do because I relaunched, I killed it and relaunched Chrome right before the stream. So I only am using 47% of my memory. So there you go. Well, of course, that's 47% of 32 gig, not 16, but yeah. All righty. And Veteran Miner does say yes, general voltage. So there we go. Now I'm in. I can see this maybe later. There we go. Yes, coupon code max voltage for 10% off for the total sales for viewers. So there you go. Is there a time limit on that? Is that for the till the end of this stream? Let me know. Anyway. All righty. Well, again, thank you to Veteran Miner. I really appreciate it. Like I said, you cannot get better wires anywhere. And I've bought wires many places, and these are by far the best PCIe cables on the market, at least the ones that I've seen. All righty. Let me catch up on chat a little bit here. Ted says, I had a carbon fiber tubed stump jumper. Yeah. Those were nice. Specialized. I worked for Giant at the time. We'll never buy another Giant, but that's a whole story for another day. But yeah, I will never buy another Giant in my life. Not because they're a bad product, just because of the way that they treated me on my way out the door. So there you go. Joker Miner, too many tabs open. No, that was not it. Veteran Miner says no time limit. Okay, awesome. All righty. Yes, Veteran Miner, he's the cable guy. Reference to the movie, I'm sure. Alrighty. Well, let's look at the exciting things that are going on with the market, because Bitcoin, it's flirting with 30,000. It's flirting with 30,000. Oh, it helps if I actually add to the scene so you can actually see it. Yes, flirting with 30,000. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, one of the things I always look at is I look for the really, really, really dark green. I'm like, what's this? What's this? What's this? So if we go over here, you can see there's Conflux. It's up 17%. Look at this one, VVS. I don't know what that is. So, but you got this one over here, which is STPT, whatever the heck that is. But there's this one way over here that some people may have heard of. RNDR, render, up 17.64%. Now, somewhere on this chart, which I couldn't tell you where, because I'm sure it's like somewhere really, really small. I don't know, is Meowcoin's not a token, is it? Would it be in the other down here? No, because this is... I don't know. Well, anyway, look at where Meowcoin is right now. Up almost 33%. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, as I was just showing you, Render just took a leap. Is up 18% to $1.55. So, yeah, some coins certainly making a move. And as we said, Conflux up almost 18% as well. So yeah, for those people that hold those coins, DJ, congratulations. And not just DJ, but also Chump Change, because I think you guys both hold Render. So that's pretty nice. And actually congratulations to those people that hold Meowcoin. I know there's probably many of you that hold at least a little bit of it. I don't hold much. In fact, when I'm done with the stream, I'll probably sell what I have, trade it into either Litecoin or Bitcoin. But anyway, so a couple other things I found interesting. I also wanted to check Flux. So Flux is up only 3%, but hey, it's up. 3% is nothing to sneeze at. And this is the month chart, so you can see since... yeah, earlier today, today was 410. Yes, it was down at 61.3, and it's now up at basically 64. So up like 2.3 cents. So not too bad. Anyway, but most of us are mining maybe some Meowcoin if you got some AMD cards. That's why I'm mining it. It's been profitable for me. The most profitable on my 5700 XTs. And then you have Nexa and Dynex, which are kind of the two coins you hear the most about on streams recently. And with Nexa, it's been kind of a, I don't know, both of these coins have their issues as far as from a miner perspective of why do I not, what are some things I don't like about these coins? So as you know, obviously Nexa has really, really long confirmation times, except for pool 137. Pool 137 doesn't have the same confirmation times, which is great, except it's had its issues. It's had its ups and downs. Since I've been mining it, it goes down, comes up, goes down, comes up. So supposedly, I mean, I haven't had any problems today. They think they're through their issues, but yeah, there's been some people that have gone to it and then said, oh, heck no, I'm out of here because of the issues they've been having. I'm willing to kind of stick it out. I remember Fluxpool during their initial time that they had a few issues along the way, but nothing earth shattering, nothing where you're going to lose your money. Yeah, the pool might be down for a little bit, but I like supporting the little guy, and I like supporting the little guy that's doing something extra for you. And the thing with Fluxpool, it was paying out higher yields than the other bigger pools were on a consistent basis. So yeah, you might be down a little bit, but hey, let's support that pool that wants to pay us more, wants to figure out a way that they can get us more return. With pool 137, they realized that the part of the reason why people didn't want to mine Nexa was because of the long confirmation times. Pool 137 gets by that. I'm not sure how they're doing it, but they have shorter confirmation times. And yeah, I've been getting my Nexa, same day instead of waiting like 6 or 7 days. So I'm not like, endorsing pool 137. I'm just letting you know that that's where I'm mining from, and I'm willing to give them a chance because that they're trying to do some things that the other pools are unwilling to do. Now, could that be more risky? Maybe the confirmation times are in there because of, or the high number of confirmation times are in there because of issues in the past with like ETC and different hacks that occurred on different blockchains that stole crypto. And so if they're the longer block times, they can stop it before it actually gets paid out. That's true. But anyway, I'm willing to give pool 137 a try, but I'm kind of a little up in the air on it. But that's what I'm currently mining. I made the change yesterday, and yeah, it's been working. Other than last night when the pool went down, it's been working really well. Now, I was mining Dynex, and I was going to stick with it, but here's the issue. There are, and I should also mention with Nexa, I'm mining to a wallet on my phone called the Wally wallet. You can look it up. It's a Nexa wallet called the Wally wallet. And since I'm just running the stuff through it, I'm basically getting it and then I'm moving it to an exchange and then selling it and into something else and then moving it into a wallet from there. That's basically what I'm doing. Anyway, with Dynex, the issue with Dynex was, can I mine to an exchange? Nexa, you may be able to mine to an exchange, but again, you're going to have those long confirmation times. So I'm not mining to an exchange. I'm mining to, well, wait a minute, I take that back. Actually, it had nothing to do with that. I don't know. For some reason, I didn't mine to the exchange for Nexa. I don't remember if I saw a warning about it or whatever, but for some reason decided not to do that. Anyway, but it was a very simple wallet that I could use and very simple to use. With Dynex, they have a web wallet that goes down, and they basically have said, don't mine to the web wallet. It's going to cause problems. It's going to cause failures in the future. If you guys keep mining to the web wallet, it's going to go down. So a couple of us had made some suggestions. I made a suggestion of, if you're going to mine to the web wallet, just increase the amount of coins required to mine before the web wallet will actually confirm the actual Dynex being in the wallet. So there are a bunch of other suggestions, but for right now, you can't really mine. You can mine to the web wallet, but you could cause it to fail again, and that would be a bad thing. So they all said either mine to the Govee wallet or the command line wallet. And both of them are a pain in the butt to get installed. I did finally manage to get the Govee wallet installed on a secondary PC. So I can do that if I want to, but I really don't like, it's not convenient at all. So I was kind of like, yeah, unless it's a lot more profitable, probably not going to mine to Dynex anymore. So I didn't particularly like that the web wallet, and there wasn't any integration with any other wallets. So finally just decided, okay, it's time to be done with mining to Dynex for now, until they get some of these affairs sorted out, shall we say. And like I said, Nexo was a little bit more profitable, and I like the path of least resistance as long as it's similarly profitable. And so that's why I went with mining Nexa instead of Dynex. Now, we get into the heat of the summer and they're both equally profitable. I might switch back to Dynex because, yeah, Nexa, I basically went from around just under 3,000 watts to 5,200 watts by switching to Dynex. So yeah, it's a lot more power to mine Nexa, but again, more profitable, and so plenty of cash that can be crypto that can be turned into cash to pay for that power. And like I said, on a day like yesterday, when the power was so low in cost, yeah, you cannot beat that. Cannot beat that. Today it was still really low. It just wasn't negative. It was like around 2 or 3 cents for the supply side. So it was a little bit warmer. So I know some air conditioners did kick on today, especially in businesses. So yeah, that's why the cost of electricity went up a bit. Now, later in this week, because this will be the first heat wave that we've had, it's going to get up to like 80 degrees. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think that, yeah, the cost of power to have 80-degree weather at this time of year is a little surprising. So yeah, I have a feeling that they didn't plan for generating this much power. So it's going to be a sudden spike. So we'll see. We shall see. I'll keep an eye on the power price, and if I need to shut off, I'll shut off. But anyway, we shall see. Again, you take the good with the bad with variable. You can always shut off if it's not profitable, and you can mine like hell when it's as profitable as it was. So anyway, alrighty. So yeah, that's the issue with Dynex, and Dynex is down 4.52%. It's been hovering generally about 20 cents. It's been around that range for quite a while. If you look at the day, you can see there was a spike in the middle of the day. Can you say a little market manipulation? Probably. It went up to 22 cents or so and then dropped right back down to the 20-cent range. So and this is another thing I wasn't particularly liking. I mean, to me, it looks like pretty obvious market manipulation with Dynex. I'm glad they've got somebody supporting it at the 20-cent range, but at the same time, would like a little bit more normal activity as opposed to this straight up, support while certain people get out and then comes right back down to the next floor where they can load up again. That's what it looks like to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Alrighty, well, let's take a look at the taxes poll. And wow, it is pretty even. There's a bunch of losers just like me that haven't finished their taxes. Anyway, so almost 50-50. A few, well, probably just one more person than half has finished their taxes rather than not. So if you haven't finished your taxes and you have crypto taxes to do, don't forget about Koinly. Don't forget about my Koinly affiliate link, which I have in the description. For those people that have used it, I appreciate the support. That does help support the channel. So at any rate, but yeah, that's what I've been using and will continue to use. Now, with doing my taxes this week, wow, what a pain. So as I mentioned before, I have 4 people that I help do their taxes: my son, my daughter, my dad and obviously myself. So my son's piece of cake, his are cut and dry, no big deal. My daughters, though, were more complicated because stupid. So anyway, I was thinking, okay, is she a deduction or not? Is she going to be on her own tax return? She's still going to be on ours because she was a student for 5 months and worked for 7. So when that's the case, they could go either way. So I just said, fine, just, with all the money you made this year, just be your own, take yourself as a dependent. And so anyway, so I did that. And then I'm like, but that's all right. I'll still be able to take her as a student. This, of course, I'm asking her right as we're pretty much finishing her tax return. Hey, where's your 1098? And basically ended up, I had it, but I was trying to find it online. And then once I got it, I started looking around and I'm like, oh crap, I cannot take her. I can't take her student deduction if she's not a dependent. She has to take that on her tax return. So we had to basically wait for about another 10 minutes or so, wait for her taxes to, they were accepted at that point when we first figured this out. We had to wait for them to be approved. Once they were approved, we could then go in and amend her taxes. So we amended her taxes on the same day that we filed them. So anyway, so yeah, we put in the 1095-T or 1098-T, which is the tuition information, and then she got a tax credit based upon that. So at any rate, but for me, I realized, oh crap, I don't have the student one this year. I used up all the renewable energy credits that I had last year. Yeah, and I didn't change my withholdings. Not good at all. So anyway, yeah, it was yeah, not pleasant when I realized that. So probably going to pay a couple grand to the IRS with this tax bill. Looking forward to it. I will have some losses that should help, but remember when we were mining, the actual income from mining occurs when you take payment from the pool, and the price, the basis of it is based upon that as well. So if you mined Ethereum when it was worth $4,000, but now it's only worth half that, well, you're still taxed on how much it was worth when you mined it as income from your mining business. So yeah, that it wasn't quite as bad as I thought. I think I've gone over most of it as far as the income side of things. I haven't done the deduction side of things, but I knew last year was not going to be, it was going to have more income last year because I didn't buy as much stuff. With the upcoming merge, what just didn't make sense to buy stuff. So at any rate. All righty, well, let's take a look at some of the comments. Teaspoon, insert Homer backing into business meme. Patrick, not that one. Oh, there we go. Max, I've been working on my taxes for weeks, and it's the crypto side that's been tripping me up for the longest time. Finally got the taxes all got the transmissions all categorized. Yeah. This is actually an important piece as I was looking through this. So as you're doing your taxes, remember that if you have things staked, staking is on the, it's not on the income side of your mining business. Your staking is on your investment side of your business. So that's actually a good thing, because if on a year like this, if you sold a whole bunch of things at a loss greater than $3,000 worth, and you have some staking returns, now you have some positive income to take those losses against. So you can't have greater than a $3,000 loss on your investments per year. So anyway, I'm hoping that will help out a little bit as well. So we'll have to see. I haven't quite gotten through all of that yet. I've got a couple of things. So this is the other thing I learned. And I know I said this last year. You could probably play back a stream that I did around tax time last year. I probably said the exact same thing. Don't wait till the end of the year. Don't wait till the following year to categorize all the stuff. Do it when it's happening. Do it like a quarter at a time at least. I'm trying to remember what happened back in January where I have like 4 small flux transactions all within like 4 minutes of one another, and I can't figure out what it's from. Did I have a bunch of nodes that were, but it doesn't match up with the node payment either. So I'm really, really confused. And I know the nodes last January, I did it like in March. So I'm like way confused as to why there'd be this 4 small transactions. So anyway, I have to try to weed through that to figure out if they are, in fact, they can't be a staking. So I'm probably just going to categorize them as mining because I don't know what else they could be. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see. It's just really, really odd. And I looked in my Zelcore wallet and I can see all of the transactions there. I just don't understand why there's 4 of them within minutes of one another. So anyway, we shall see. Bacon, eggs, and hash. Your promo code didn't work when I put it in, bro. Which promo code? The one for Koinly or the one for veteran? Because if it was the one for veteran, you got to make sure you put a space in it, because that's what he showed me. It looks like max voltage with a space, like a first and a last name. So let me know. Oh, did he? Okay. Oh, the Koinly one. Got it. Got it. Actually, I should be able to pull that up off of the. Yeah, I usually just give the link. Bear with me here a second. I need to get to the description. Yeah, that, you know, this is the one thing that drives me nuts about YouTube. It's like you have your, like, I don't even know what they call it. You have your like viewer, your studio, which is specifically like showing you what's going on during your stream, who's watching, all that kind of stuff. But they don't have to give you the ability to actually see your description, which is kind of annoying, shall we say. All right, let me go over here. I will find it in just one moment. Come on. All right. Sign in. Yeah, I'm just going to go straight here. I'll just go to my affiliate panel and there it is. Just copy the link and put it in chat. All right, there's the link. So if anybody wants to use it, feel free. Oh, bacon, eggs, and hash. It's all good because ETH had a nice bump the night I did them, so I paid in ETH. I still came out ahead. Nice. Very cool. Alrighty. Well, if anybody has any comments, please tag me in the chat. That way I can see your comment and read it. Otherwise, I'm pretty much going to assume that you're going to be talking to one another. I just see Cherish said test parallel asset swaps. Maybe that's true. I might have been doing some parallel asset swaps. Maybe that was it. Interesting. That's an interesting thought. Either way, it would, if that was the case, then it would be considered a mining return anyway. So I'm looking at it. It's got to be something mining related where I would qualify it as a mining return. Like I said, I didn't start getting into nodes until like February or March. I'll have to go back and look to see when my first video was on it, but I'm pretty sure it was March when I got it. So mining Dynex, where was I mining it to? That's a good question. Let me pull up. Let me bring this back up. And here's Dynex. I remember where I did Neuropool. That's where I was going to. Now, the reason why I went to Neuropool, because I actually started at EKA Pool. But I went to Neuropool because they were supporting actually mining to an exchange. So just made it so much easier just to trade right out of it. And but then EKA Pool, I found out didn't support it, so that's why I went to Neuropool, and that's just where I kept mining to. So once it was like, what's the last day you can mine? It was August 13th. So yeah, there's like another 3 days or so of being able to mine Dynex directly to a pool. After that, Neuropool will not allow it. I don't know if any of these other exchanges allowed it, but Neuropool did for a while. So you can always go to Zergpool. They'll do the auto exchange. I don't think, well, I know that Dynex is not supported yet on anything like on Mineable or NiceHash or anything like that. But anyway, Neuropool worked really well for me. And honestly, EKA Pool and Neuropool were like twins of each other as far as their user interface. It was really, really close and hard to tell the difference between the two. So anyway, Retro Mike, when $1 million BTC, I need to buy a private island. You know, the funny thing about an island, you got to name it. Anybody remember that commercial? Probably way too old for most of you, but there was actually a commercial. Is that like an old, oh, it was a lottery commercial? I was thinking it was like an old, like brokerage commercial. But anyway, when 1 million BTC? Well, a lot of people predict it won't be in this bull run. It might get close the next bull run. So you're looking at, you're looking at probably 2029, 2030, somewhere in that range. I know that I'm trying to get by that time, trying to make sure I have at least 1 BTC at that point. I do not have 1 BTC yet. So trying to get there. Does anything outside of EKA Pool support it? You mean Dynex? Ovalbore, I'm not sure what you were asking there. No, I know he's talking about Dynex. I'm just not sure what specifically he was talking about EKA Pool. But yeah, Neuropool does has supported in the past, supported depositing into an exchange. S-Chang with small transactions, why sweat over it? It wouldn't make much of tax impacts, most likely parallel asset payments. It's just a matter of I'm just trying to classify everything and be done with it. I hear you, S-Chang, loud and clear. And yes, that is a very, very good point, and I will leave it at that. So, Veteran Miner, your other coupon is the General for 10% off. Well, thank you, sir. I shall salute you. Anyway, all righty. 69 watching. Well, that's kind of cool, but only 30 likes. Hit that thumbs up. Let's see. Veteran Miner coupons cannot be used in conjunction with other coupons. Yes, only one coupon used at a time. Obor Tech says, was asking about other pools that support Dynex. Only mined it for a week or so a bit ago, and EKA Pool was the only one I could find at the time. Actually, no. I mean, I've got it listed up there. So you've got EKA Pool, Neuropool, miner add now.space. I don't know. It has significant hash rate. 666pool.com has fairly significant hash rate. And then once you get down from there, you're getting into some pretty minimal hash rate. So obviously the major ones are EKA Pool and Neuropool. And then miner add now.space has a pretty good size pool, 12.4%. So haven't tried that one. Like I said, I was happy with Neuropool. Did not mine it solo. I just did it. I just mined the pool. So All right, let's see here. Patrick Murphy, you foreshadowed this year's owing taxes last year. Lincoln only plans. Did I? Oh, well, that's great. Yeah, I tend to like not follow my own advice on things like this, which really sucks. It would have been nice if I would have just, taken a little bit of money out each paycheck, made things a bit easier instead of freaking out. It's not like I don't have the money to pay it, but just hate seeing that much money go out the door. Now, bright side of that is I didn't lend the government any money this year, because that's basically your refund is just lending that money to the federal government. Now, just hopefully it won't be so much where the government says, yeah, you should have withheld more. We're going to be asking for a penalty. Now, with that said, the penalties are pretty small. And it wasn't like I didn't withhold anything. I withheld a good amount. So I think I'll be fine. The ones that are more harsh are the state penalties, if there are any. I don't think I'll have any with the state, though. Pretty sure I'll be okay there. I usually get some money back because of real estate taxes, because our real estate taxes here are nuts. And you get a really nice, hefty state income tax credit from your real estate taxes. So at least it helps somewhere. Geek of All Trades says, survey says only 1% of people claim taxes on crypto. I think the number's higher than that. Maybe I'm just naive, but I really believe the number's higher. I think the number is closer to, my guess is close to 50%, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but I hope that that's not the case. But I don't know. That'll take me off on a completely other rant of people not paying their taxes. 4J. State? Who pays the state? Yeah. There are some states that don't have income tax. You pay taxes usually in other ways. Or you make your money through hotel taxes or whatever. One way or the other, that state is going to get their money. It's just a matter of how. Yeah, or you just basically mooch off the federal government and take in way more tax dollars than what you actually provide to the federal government. So yeah, we have states like that too. Anyway, so sorry that, yeah, it gets me in the realm of politics, which I'm going to stay away from. Anyway, so yeah, Tennessee doesn't have income tax, but we pay 10% sales tax. It's not so far away from what we pay. We pay around 8% sales tax. My real estate taxes on this house are over, well, now with the increase in the value of the home, I don't know what it's going to be, but typically it's been 2.25% to 2.5%. The value of the home is what I pay in taxes each year. That's nuts. Now, the value of the home, according to what it's appraised for, is, I think, nuts. Makes me think, I'm looking at this all wrong. Maybe I should move out. But we like our house, so that's probably not happening anytime soon. Not even probably. It's not happening anytime soon. All right. So a chump change. Yeah, but your house is worth a heck of a lot more. 14.5K a year. Ours is like 9.5K a year. But like I said, our house is worth a lot less. So we're all going to be singing our woes of taxes. Oh, we're taxed, and it's going to be, everybody's going to be trying to one up each other. Well, in our state, especially, honestly, the blue states. Anyway. Yes, they do, from the federal government. But anyway, all right, definitely crossing that line into the realm of politics, which I'm going to take a step back over that line. That's for sure. Jump change. It makes me want to leave every month. Yeah, I can imagine. Anyway, and move to obviously a place that has better electric rates. So there you go. All right. What else did I say I was going to talk about tonight? Oh, and Crank. That was the other thing I was going to talk about. So Crank, I have a Crank hotspot, one of them up and running. It's getting Crank. It's not seeing anything yet. So it is sending out a transmission every 4 hours or so, and then getting rewarded based upon the fact that it's sending out that beacon. I know I'm using helium terms, but for lack of a better term, since most people know those terms, it sends out a beacon every 4 hours and you get rewarded for that. Now, oh yeah, thank you. But I do have another one that is partially completed, but I waited in too long to get it started. The beta started, and the guy who runs this is really, really busy with keeping up with all the things going on with the beta and getting everybody else rolled out, which is absolutely fair. No worries. So he's been trying to find time that we can both get together and actually get my second one up and running so they can talk to one another, which would be good because then my rewards would go up. So yeah, I've got one on one side of the house, one on the other side of the house. So we'll go from there. Though I do have to figure out how to, I haven't done it in so long, how to move my helium miner. Right now, the one helium miner looks really strange because I moved it up here and it still looks like it's down about 50 miles away. So it's talking to everything up here. So it looks like, oh my gosh, these miners are talking to something 50 miles away. No, they're really not. They're talking to something only a few miles away. But anyway, so I got to figure out how to do that. I think it's like $10 to relocate, which really sucks because that's about almost what you make in a month with all my helium miners. So yeah, that'll be a hit. That'll be a bit of a hit. So anyway, but yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date on that. Damn it, Max, it's not a miner, it's a hotspot. Oh, sorry. It is a hotspot. Was that oh, Retro Mike. Retro rage quit. Well, thank you. If you're going to rage quit with a $20 super chat, you can rage quit all you want. Thank you for the $20 super chat, Retro Mike. Appreciate it. Yeah, Overboard said asserting location still costs $10 in HNT right now. It's absurd. Yes, it is. And yes, Retro Mike Tech, it's not a miner, it's a hotspot. You are correct. I was wrong. Anyway, he's the one guy I think I can say that to. What was that? I missed it. Hang on. Is it still there or did it drop back down? Ah, it dropped back down. Dang it. Yeah, really. Pictures or it didn't happen. Let's see. Why is this like looking all funky? Oh, it's because I have it zoomed in. That's why. There we go. 20. I'm going to reshare the screen so we can watch it in real time. Well, headphone fund. Well, it should be fine because it's not like I have sound coming back out at me. So I know they always want me to play with headphones when I'm gaming, but I don't have headphones. So especially with first-person shooter games where you need that spatial awareness to know where the guns. I'm always like, where'd that shot come from? Where'd that shot come from? I have really actually nice Polk speakers in front of me. These are some speakers that I used as surround sound speakers actually way back in the day. But I mean, they're, I don't know, foot high by 6 inches wide. They've got like a curve to them. But anyway, I tried to sell them and then I'm like, well, I can't sell them. So I got this thing that plugs into the computer, but then it also does that transfer to speaker wire. So basically does that conversion. So they sound really good. $29,985. We're almost there. Almost there.
show to talk about tech details about Crank?
We have done a little bit of that, but I think right now some of the tech details are proprietary, so there's not a lot we can talk about. I know Joe has alluded to that.
Apparently, TradingView has a BTC. There it is.
Okay, there it is. On here, it showed up over 30,000. Woohoo! You saw it here first. Well, not really. Unless you're looking at TradingView and happened a long time ago. Anyway, I was actually thinking about having Joe on the show tonight, and then I'm like, maybe I'll have the Crank guy on the show sometime. So haven't started that, talking to him about that yet. I know they're like super busy, like I said, with the beta. They would not have time to do it. But I will be talking to them about possibly getting him on the show so they can do kind of a show and tell about their project. Again, I am not shilling. I am providing information. That's all. And, basically just showing you the experience, sharing the experience about what different projects are like. Speaking of that, where the hell's my Hive Mapper? Everybody else is getting one. Where's mine? Actually, I talked with Alan over there. He's supposed to be getting me one. We've been talking for a while, but everybody else had a specific reason to get theirs first. They were trying to get Mining King his first because of driving across the country, and then Hawk just because he's not even here to win. He's not even here to insult, so I won't even say that. Anyway, dang it. That would have been a good one. But anyway, he's good at getting content up, and he's got influential content. It's good the way he presents things, so I can see why they would want to get him to get his. And then Geek of All Trades with having to design something for a bike mount. So I'm really intrigued by that, by the way, Geek of All Trades. If you need a beta tester, let me know. And I mean on a bike, a bicycle, not a motorbike. Because, man, that might motivate me to like actually take my bike out and just ride up and down every street, because I need to get some exercise. So what better way to get some exercise? Heck, I might even be able to live stream while I'm doing it. So anyway, that would be pretty funny. I think that would be some pretty decent content. Of course, I'd be dying along the way and not be able to talk, but you guys would probably find it entertaining if I was in pain. So there you go. Anyway, should I put a poll in the chat on that? Who wants to see a live stream with Max riding a bike using Hive Mapper? Geek of All Trades, when I win the competition, I will send over the second rendition of the mount over to you. Sweaty Max for the win. Back in the day, I actually used to be pretty good. I've won a bike race before. Of course, it was like a beginner bike race. So cycling, for those people that don't know, there's like pro and Cat 1 are kind of the same, but there's pro that's like kind of a step above Cat 1, and then Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, and Cat 5. So I won a Cat 5 race. So again, not anything like to totally, pat myself on the back or anything on that. But I was competitive and could ride with people that were much, much better than me. I could keep up because I would be they would basically take longer pulls than me. But anyway, yeah, I mean, we used to have a Saturday ride. Or sorry, not a Saturday ride, a Tuesday, Thursday ride. And one of the days was just flat out group ride, go as fast as you can, but try to stay together as a group. The other ones were like races where they would just try to drop people, and then you'd separate into groups. But the one where they would try to stay together, I mean, you'd go 26 miles an hour, and the ride was around 26 miles. You'd be done in an hour. And it just was the only time which it broke up was you went up Tower Hill, and then you came down Campton Hill, Campton Road Hill. And that was like a long downslope, and you just flew down that thing. And but anyway, it was fun. Yeah. Yes, that actually, Katrim, that used to be my ringtone on my wife's phone. Used to be, except she just got a new phone and she hasn't gotten it on there yet. We'll fix that though. Tandem bike with Sunflower Mama. Make it happen. You know what they call those? They call those divorce bikes.
Faster than you.
Yeah, and right now she's also faster than me. Anyway, I definitely got to get my hip in better shape, but hopefully riding a bike will hopefully make that happen. Anyway, S. Cheng, I don't want to see Max tumbling off the bike live streaming. That wouldn't happen. Well, it wouldn't happen because I was live streaming. Let's put it that way. There are definitely been people that have been hit. I have been lucky that I've never been hit by a car. One got very close to me. This is back when I was in really good shape and I was actually able to chase it down. Found out where the person lived because I was able to catch up thanks to a red light, of course. It wasn't like I was going faster than the car. And they weren't trying to get away. So anyway, and of course went to the police. The police were like, yeah, so they didn't care. They did not care at all. And this person intentionally like got within inches of me, like super, super close. But anyway, that's the closest I ever got. Other friends of mine have been mirrored, I guess is what you call it, hit by one of the side mirrors and knocked them off their bike. So I've had another friend that woke up on the ground, had no idea how he ended up there. So he was fine, but that was Mike, by the way. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if she remembered that story. So anyway, so yeah, cycling can be dangerous, definitely can be dangerous, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. That is for sure. But yeah, I would love to try it out. Geek of all trades. That's for sure. Crypto Bedell, DNT. Oh, don't pull a Biden. So, okay. First of all, if you have, now this is a strange thing about cycling. Clipless pedals is what they call them. The reason why they call them clipless pedals is because there used to be flat pedals with a clip over the top. That's what they called pedals with a clip. Clipless pedals are ones where you're actually clipped in. I kid you not. They call it being clipped in, but supposedly they're clipless pedals. Anyway, cycling terminology is stupid, just so you know. Anyway, but he was clipped in at the time and he couldn't get his foot down, and that's why he fell. That happens to the best of us. And I'll tell you what, the first time you ever ride with clips on your pedals, you'll probably do fine. It's the one time where you ride up to a stoplight, you're slowing down, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get my foot out. And then it doesn't come out as you expect. And then you panic and then you can't get it out. And you do this slow fall to the ground in front of so many cars. And it's embarrassing as hell. And it happens. It is the worst. Yeah, New England crypto crashing while clipped in sucks. Worst feeling ever. So anyway, yeah, I ride clipless with, I ride with speed plays actually. No, I am not a fixie boy. Although my daughter rides a fixie, she races track. So, but on the velodrome. But at any rate, but no, I've had my crashes in races. Those are always fun. And they're always fun for Sunflower Mama because she's the one who always has to patch me up with all the road rash. But I have found out the faster you crash, yes, the worse the road rash, but you generally don't break anything. I've had a couple of high-speed crashes. One on a road race. Oh man, that was bad. I went down, tumbled like a rag doll, and ended up like on the side of the road. Didn't break anything, but then my teammate who was behind me, I was leading him out. He was trying to figure out which way I was going to go and he couldn't figure it out. So by the time I finally come to a stop, he's right behind me. His tire hits my legs and he flies over and basically does a somersault over me as his bike comes to a stop, and he lands on his shoulder and his back. So he separates his shoulder. Anyway, yeah, good times, good times. That was, God, almost 20 years ago now. Yeah, not quite 20 years ago, like 18 years ago. Yeah, back when I was a youngin. Back when I was a youngin. Back when I was a lot better support or shape. And yes, she was very supportive. Oh. Oh, okay. So anyway, alrighty, enough about my cycling days. But definitely hope to get back out there. But hey, we're holding strong, 30,160. Liking it a lot. Let's see if anything else has done anything. Let's take a look at render. It's up over 19% now. Conflux still sitting at about 17.5%. Flux is up almost 5% now. I'll take that. Nex is up 6%. Dynex down 1.5%, although it is making a comeback back to that 20% range. It just kind of sits there all the time. And Meowcoin, 43% now. So it looks like it took a dip. Probably when I told everybody, hey, look at what happened to Meowcoin. Sell, sell, sell. Everybody sold. Now it's coming back up. So at any rate, Steven Cicero. Hello, sir. Good to see you. Sloth Squatch. I don't think I saw you earlier as well. Well, before I go, anybody have any questions for me? It's AMA time. Golden Wolf, good evening to you as well. The Chow has not sold any Meowcoin yet. That's really ironic with your name. The Chow, the dog named Chow, has not sold any Meowcoin. Okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, speaking of that, I didn't get a chance to show it, but we had a red fox in the yard today. That was pretty cool. And my Sunflower Mama took a couple of videos of it. It was rolling around in the yard. It was just like laying kind of like a dog, with, basically head to tail type thing in the sun this afternoon. And then, then it was a little warm. So he walked across the street from our backyard and decided to sit in the shade over there. So there you go. Hello, Steven Cicero. Sorry I'm late. I'm on vacay and just setting in for the night. Well, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. I can't. Oh, now I need to go back to the other window because we need to be watching Bitcoin price holding above 30,000. Yeah, baby. Let's see. Geek of all trades. Did you open the door and yell, Mike, where are your two keyboards? Mike, where are your two keyboards? Oh, ha 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 ha. Yeah, I was gonna make a play on that. Actually, I was gonna put the video in. I was actually totally going to be like, hey, Red Fox paid a visit tonight. But I never got around to getting the videos in. So, but yes, I hear what you're saying. I can't believe with me thinking of that, I did not even get what you were saying until about, 10 seconds after I read it. Go figure. Let's see. Anybody else got any questions? Tag me if you do. What did the fox say? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who's playing StarCraft tonight? I did find out right before the stream. I was going to have to, I thought I was going to have to go in at like 4:30 tomorrow to open up at 5 because we have voluntary overtime tomorrow morning because my team lead went home sick today. He was definitely not feeling well. But he texted me a little. He's like, no, I'm feeling better now. I'll be in at 5. I'm like, all right, cool. So I don't have to be in at 5. So that's a good thing. Flux is back at 65 cents. Joker Miner, you're still sick. That sucks. I am lucky. I have not been sick. Knock on Formica or whatever this thing that IKEA makes. Did you see the pre-order pricing for the 4070? What? $800? That's the price of the 4070 Ti. What the heck? It's supposed to be $599. That is crazy. Retro Mike, do you have a link? $699 on launch day? That's still outrageous. That's only $100 less than a 4070 Ti. That's a complete ripoff. Oh, $599. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes a little bit more sense. I mean, you're talking 29 CUDA cores versus 40. So you're like 3/4 of the CUDA cores. Okay, so 3/4 of the price. All right. I'm not sure if the 4070, I mean, worth it in what way? Think this is, I meant to actually do this tonight. So think about it. What were you guys buying during the bull run? Were you buying only at retail prices, or were you buying at scalp prices? Whether it was at retailers or not, what were the 3070s selling for? What were the 3060 Ti selling for? Especially at like MSI and Zotac. I mean, obviously they were the worst offenders, but I mean, okay, so it's $599 for a 3070 Ti. And so therefore a 3070 is going to be, you get them from 630 to 650. Well, if you remember, that's what a 3070 really sold for. You looked at, like, if you look at EVGA, the For the Win 3 EVGA was selling for 630. And they were the most reasonably priced. So the only thing we're complaining about is what the MSRP was, but in reality, they're just putting the price where the other ones actually sold at retail. So yeah. And yeah, everybody's been saying the 4090 is actually the best bang for the buck. Yes, it costs a lot, but it does a lot as well. So at any rate, I was kind of debating if I had sold my 5700 XTs, which I have listed up on Facebook Marketplace for trying to sell local, I was going to buy a 4070 with the proceeds. That was, of course, before I was doing my taxes. So now I may rethink that if I actually get them sold. But yeah, so far I had somebody offer $500 for 4 of them. And that's $125 each. No, I'm not selling them for $125. Not yet. So yeah. Somebody might have been able to convince me at 150, but I was looking for 165. That was the going rate on eBay. So, but wasn't able to get anybody to that point. I basically had told somebody that if they bought all 4, I would sell them for $150. And if it was $165 is what it was. And then if they wanted the 2 GB cards, then they would all go for 150. But that person was not interested in that many cards. So yeah. And I'd probably even let that 1 GB go. It's got the fan works, but it rattles when the fan speed goes up really high. So I know that fan needs to be replaced. It's not that hard to do. It's not that expensive to do, but I would definitely offer that card at a discount. Because somebody else is going to have to put some work into it. So anyway, alrighty, let's see what I might have missed. It was all market price. Yeah, exactly. And I think they're just basically moving the price to where the market price is. I'll be there in a second. Ronnie says Flux is back to 65 cents. Sweet. It doesn't show it here. 64.8. Oh, it looked like it was there for a sec. Yeah, it says 65 here. Close enough. 65 cents it is. Joker, am I still sick? Think it's strep. Oh yeah, I already talked about that. Patrick Murphy was all market price. Ted says Nvidia is also trying to make up for not having the direct sales to the mining companies. Yeah. I mean, you say that. I don't necessarily think that's it. I mean, it's supply and demand. I think they're just realizing that, okay, we can make this many cards. We have this much. We have. What's the right amount of supply in order to be able to maximize our profit? That's what every company should do. Retro Mike asked, are they matching cards? So The 4 Sapphire Pulses, yes, they are matching cards. They are actually BIOS modded. Of course, they can be unBIOS modded if anybody wants to, but I have not found, I found it to be a benefit, not a hindrance that they're BIOS modded. And then the 2 gigabyte cards that I have, which makes the full 6, are 2 gigabyte gaming OC cards. Network Bits, good to see you, sir. I think at some point in the near future we should get together with Crank and do a collab video on Crank. I think that'd be fun. Let him share whatever information, because I know you've mentioned before that you're kind of like, well, I can't really divulge that, so we'll let him divulge the information that he wants to divulge. And anyway, about Crank. Yeah, BTC LFG. Rondi, have you heard Shanghai system will allow approximately 1,800 validators per day to make a full withdrawal? I had not heard that. Interesting information. So that 1,800, what's the total number of validators? So like what percentage of the validators is it? So let's see. Total number of Ethereum validator nodes. There's 11,400 physical nodes. That's a lot. That's like 15% or so. I mean, I'm just kind of doing quick math in my head. 1,800 divided by 11,400. 1,800, yeah. 1,800 divided by 11,400. Yeah, 15.8%. That's a lot. And yeah, I don't think they're going to get anywhere near that. I really don't. So that's cool. Very cool. Thanks for that info. I appreciate that. Let's see. What else did I miss here? Retro Mike, DM me on Discord. I'll take them. Dude, really? All right. Well, we'll talk. We'll talk. My reply about market price was to your question, what were you buying GPUs for? I bought all used secondhand below market, cleaned them up, and sold them at or slightly above market. Oh, sweet. I mean, that makes sense. That's a business. That's a business. 57,600 ETH per day can be withdrawn. Wow, that's a lot of ETH. Like I said, I don't think there's going to be this mass exodus that some people have said. I mean, I thought about it at one point as well, but I just don't think that's going to happen. These people got in when there was no exit in sight. So why would they leave now? They basically ran into a building that could catch fire and with no ability to get out. And they still ran into the building because they trusted the owners of the building. I guess it's the best analogy I can come up with. Now that there's exits, why would they run? There's no fire. They just know if there is a fire, now they can exit. Now, they're going to have to exit at a certain rate, but they can still exit. So anyway, I think Ethereum's going to be fine. I think it'd be better if they were proof of work, but you know, that ship has sailed. That's not going to, there's no crying over spilled milk. That's for sure. S. Chang, Newegg seems to have a lot of 3070s in stock. 289 for ASRock. Yeah, but ASRock. Ugh. Not a big fan. Wait a minute, does ASRock even make a 3070? Wasn't even aware of that. Chumchay says, I think they also said that Lido staked Ether wouldn't be able to withdraw until at least May. And I think that's like 23% of people are staked there. Well, that's very interesting. Why does Lido not want their staked Ether to be unstaked? Could it be that maybe they never staked it at all? They don't have enough to cover it? Not trying to spread any FUD, but that sounds real fishy to me. How much staked? So Patrick Murphy says, how much staked ETH will be unstaked in, say, the first week of being able to? I'm saying 33%. I'm saying no more than 5%. That's what I think. I don't think there will be, I don't think that there will be really much going on there. I think it will, as long as the fork goes okay. I think that there won't be many people pulling out. That's my opinion. Could be wrong. We'll find out. I'd love to see a big withdrawal, though. Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be fun. That'd be all kinds of controversy, tons of stuff to talk about. Yeah, that would be fun. I would really enjoy that. Anyway, DJ Minds, I vote no more Flux halvings. It's way overblown. Fine, it's a halving. It creates less of it to go around, and in time it will have the effect that they want it to have. It will drive up the price. There's no worries there. It just takes time. Just takes time. I mean, we're only like 3 months past the halving for Flux. Look at how long it takes Bitcoin to actually do anything after the halving. It always starts dropping after the halving. That's normal. That's normal market trends. So everybody should be with Flux. Everybody should be focusing on how much revenue in Flux they are making and what that growth is. Now, if they're not making much, I'm not saying it's like this huge amount of money. It's not, but focus on how they're growing. Their growth factor is huge. And I really believe the sky's the limit. Again, I've got my money in it. So if it doesn't go, it's going to suck. And we'll say that. But just one of those projects I believe in because it actually has a use case, and a use case that's worth something. You know, people are putting their websites, their WordPress websites on Flux, and it works. They're paying a heck of a lot less to make that work. So yeah, pretty cool. Ronnie says Celsius Network will have to withdraw by law to pay the debt. Interesting. I'd forgotten about that. Ronnie, how much do they have staked? What's the percentage there? Because I hadn't thought about that there may be some that are required to because of the situations that they were in because of the bankruptcies. Let's see. Shide says, check out the Flux Network hash rate and consider the halving. Again, the hash rate is just making sure that the network is secure. And 2.5 souls, 2.5 kilosouls, it's fine. It's plenty secure. You know, I used to say this before when people used to be like, well, you know, how can they do 1559? They're totally screwing the miners. Like, no, they're not. They don't have to pay us shit. They don't have to pay us anything. They've chosen to pay us because they need us, but they could literally cut the return of ETH proof of work by down to a quarter, and it would still be the most profitable. It would drive people to mine other things, but point being is that they didn't need 1 petahash of hash rate in order to keep the network secure. They did not need that. They could have lived with, 100 terahash. So yeah. Anyway, so I don't really see the reduction in hash rate as being a negative. Anybody who may be looking at Flux and looking at proof of useful work and making some sort of analogy like, well, they don't have the hash rate. No, because if proof of useful work gets rolled out, that's going to drive a different income stream into mining. Therefore, yes, it will drive more hash rate. You have miners. We are service providers. As a service provider, we are typically, not everybody, we are typically going to go to the jobs, projects, contracts, whatever you want to call it, that are going to provide us the greatest return. That is what businesses do. So now there's other things that come into mind, things like, what's the pain point? How hard is it to work with this particular company? Is it worth the fact that they pay me more? Or is it just better to work with this other company, even though they're going to pay me less? They just make my life a lot easier because the job's easier, those things like that. But anyway, overall, though, we're going to be looking for the greatest bang for the buck. And so when Flux rolls out proof of useful work, hash rate, not we necessarily, but hash rate will come right back to it. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. So Shine says, I mean, the having happened and now the hash rate is so low, it's like the having never happened. Yeah, I mean, that's typical. And we're still holding, we're actually even growing 30,300. Woohoo! Sweet. All right. Well, I'm going to close that. Anyway. So will older GPUs work with proof of useful work? Yes, I believe that they will. It's just you're going to get paid out based upon its computational power. So yeah, obviously, because it's going to require a higher amount of bandwidth through the PCI bus in pretty much all cases, that's going to be a factor. As far as you're going to take 8 3070s, but you could have only 2 4090s providing the same computational power as like 8 3070s. I'm just throwing that out there an example. I don't know if they'd be the same. You can more easily find a motherboard that has 2 16 by PCIe slots next to each other. So, there's that. So anyway, we're still a little ways off. I think we'll get some more information as it goes towards a little later in the year, and we'll find out. We'll find out. Like I said, I am curious. I know a lot of people have said that Dynex is going to be a rug pull. I don't know if that's the case, but the fact that I don't really understand how its proof of useful work is working, and the fact they say that they're using it, I don't know. I am skeptical of it, but I can't say that I've done an intense amount of investigation into Dynex though. But it is interesting to see that something that Flux has talked about for a while, others are starting to try to copy. But maybe a little bit further along in what they're doing, even though it may not be as good. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. DJ Mine says, holy smokes, that 14K the hacker stole from me is about worth almost 25,000. Rip. Yeah, that sucks. That really, really sucks. I do find it interesting that, yeah, even Linus Tech Tips, Linus Media Group was affected by the same exact hack, which was stealing your cookies. So, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, I know it's sold out now. Hopefully they will do another run of it, but there's a very, very clever Linus Tech Tips t-shirt that's all about the hack. There's like a bag of cookies. There's, I don't know, everything means something in it, and it's pretty interesting. Anyway, Retro Mike says, look into LivePeer. It's decentralized, useful work, but just for video streaming. Interesting. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to Retro Mike Tech, he is a great source of information on lesser known projects. Yeah, I think you should do a video on that, Retro Mike. I think it'd be pretty interesting. All right, and DJ says DM9 still hasn't been shipped. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. You win something, you're all excited about it, and then they don't send it. That's always great. Always great. All right. Well, I've been babbling on for about an hour and a half, and it is time to play StarCraft 2. So, who's sick again? Yeah, there's still a lot of sickness going around the country. That's for sure. Thankfully, I'm not yet. There's a lot of people sick at work, or have been sick. They were sick over the weekend, actually. Or yeah, Geek of all trades, or if it shows up broken, yeah, that is a load of horse shit. But hopefully you can find somebody to take a look at that, Geek of all trades, who can decide whether or not, like I said, if the pads have been ripped off the board, and fortunately I don't think there's going to be any way to save it. But like I said, the one chip you showed from that video, is from what I could tell, it didn't look like the pads were ripped off the board. So anyway, I got a few pokers in the fire. Okay, good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, like I said, I'd be very, very curious. And I think there's probably going to be enough people near you. I have a few contacts up here that do that kind of work. I'd have to really search back in my database to find them, but and there'd be no guarantees because they haven't worked on ASICs. They just work on general electronics, but they would want, you know, schematics and things like that to make sure they were hooking things back up. They would also want to be able to test different test points to find out what the voltages should be given certain inputs, things like that. These are all things that repair shops do when they are testing their fix to make sure it is in fact complete. So it doesn't sound like this company may not have done that. But anyway, all right, a couple more comments and then I will go. Oh, just hey from K-Spec. Later, Joker Miner. All righty. Good enough, people. So thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. And I will see you all in Misfit Mining Discord if you want to come watch us play StarCraft. Or, yeah, and don't forget to hit the like button on the way out if you haven't hit the like button already. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like this kind of content, please think about subscribing. And I will see you all, like I said, in Misfit Mining. Don't forget, if you are a member, I do have an OnlyFans channel that is only for members. So feel free to hit me up there. And lastly, we will see you on Saturday night on Misfit Mining, and I'll be back here on Monday night, next Monday. All right, guys, have a good one.